Deuteronomy chapter 16. Feast of the Passover. Observe the month of Aviv by keeping the Passover of the Lord, your God, since it was in the month of Aviv that the Lord, your God, brought you out of Egypt by night. You shall offer the Passover sacrifice from your flock and your herd to the Lord, your God, in the place the Lord will choose as the dwelling place of his name. You shall not eat leavened bread with it. For 7 days you shall eat with it only unleavened bread, the bread of affliction, so that you may remember as long as you live the day you left the land of Egypt, for in hurried flight you left the land of Egypt. No leaven is to be found with you in all your territory for 7 days, and none of the meat which you sacrificed on the evening of the first day shall be kept overnight for the next day. You may not sacrifice the Passover in any of the communities which the Lord, your God, gives you. Only at the place which the Lord, your God, will choose as the dwelling place of his name, and in the evening at sunset, at the very time when you left Egypt, shall you sacrifice the Passover. You shall cook and eat it at the place the Lord, your God, will choose, then in the morning you may return to your tents. For 6 days you shall eat unleavened bread, and on the 7th day there shall be a solemn assembly for the Lord, your God. On that day you shall do no work. Feast of Weeks. You shall count off 7 weeks, begin to count the 7 weeks from the day when the sickle is first put to the standing grain. You shall then keep the Feast of Weeks for the Lord, your God, and the measure of your own voluntary offering which you will give shall be in proportion to the blessing the Lord, your God, has given you. You shall rejoice in the presence of the Lord, your God, together with your son and daughter, your male and female slave, and the Levite within your gates, as well as the resident alien, the orphan, and the widow among you, in the place which the Lord, your God, will choose as the dwelling place of his name. Remember that you too were slaves in Egypt, so carry out these statutes carefully. Feast of Booths. You shall celebrate the Feast of Booths for 7 days, when you have gathered in the produce from your threshing floor and winepress. You shall rejoice at your feast together with your son and daughter, your male and female slave, and also the Levite, the resident alien, the orphan, and the widow within your gates. For 7 days you shall celebrate this feast for the Lord, your God, in the place which the Lord will choose, since the Lord, your God, has blessed you in all your crops and in all your undertakings, you will be full of joy. 3 times a year then, all your males shall appear before the Lord, your God, in the place which he will choose, at the Feast of Unleavened Bread, at the Feast of Weeks, and at the Feast of Booths. They shall not appear before the Lord empty-handed, but each with his own gift, in proportion to the blessing which the Lord, your God, has given to you. Justice. In all the communities which the Lord, your God, is giving you, you shall appoint judges and officials throughout your tribes to administer true justice for the people. You must not distort justice, you shall not show partiality, you shall not take a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes even of the wise and twists the words even of the just. Justice, justice alone shall you pursue, so that you may live and possess the land the Lord, your God, is giving you. Illicit worship. You shall not plant an Asherah of any kind of wood next to the altar of the Lord, your God, which you will build. Nor shall you erect a sacred pillar, such as the Lord, your God, hates.